with colleges that lacked work experiences. And in October this year, we ran our proof of concept, a week-long pilot, 30 employers from NHS, BBC, Bosch, National Trust, Rolls-Royce, and so on. 500 students joined virtually as avatars. And also, for the first time, I managed to get CPD accreditation. So the young people would get, for every hour they spent with us on our platform, an hour of work experience, CPD accreditation, professional capital that they can carry with them. And it worked. And I cannot believe it. It's not official yet, but I can share it with you. I have been given, just heard 2 weeks ago, that the government is funding my next 3 pilots in Birmingham, Bristol, and London. And it's £250,000. And it focuses on refugees, ESL students, special needs, and NEETs. Because inclusion isn't just the right thing, it's the smart thing. This isn't despite my age. It's because everything I've built to this point, and also, as I say, once an entrepreneur, always an entrepreneur. Recently, I was invited to join an IBM NED series. The topic, creating an AI-led growth mindset. Because the future of entrepreneurship isn't just about tech, it's about thinking. In this AI age, the real competitive edge is not code, it's courage. An AI-led mindset means curiosity over certainty, lifelong learning over fixed expertise, adaptability over rigidity. Tech will keep evolving. If our mindset doesn't, we'll be left behind. So my challenge to every founder here, build teams that are confident, curious, and ready to an AI-powered world. And that's the new bottom line. So I'll ask you again, coming back to the beginning, what's your word now? Your entrepreneurial word that drives you. Has it stayed the same or evolved? Mine started as persistence. It became client success, grew into purpose, and now it's about mission and legacy. What will your next word be, and what future will you create with it? I'd love to hear your word, so I'm going to ask the brave couple of people. I'll just choose 2, because we haven't got much time. So could 3 brave people put their hands up and come up here and share that word with all of us? I'm asking you to put your hands up, or else I'll just skip on. Oh, is there anyone who's brave enough? Oh, Mona, come on. Oh.
Okay. That was a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it. My big word is grit. Do you want me to say more than that? Grit. I mean, to do what I've done, to do what she's done, it's grit. To do what Bobby's done, I mean, you have to wake up every morning and say, okay, I'm gonna do it again, right? I mean, you have to choose to do it every day. I could go get a job at Microsoft and make $500,000 a year. Like, that's easy. Microsoft is in my backyard in Seattle, but I would die. Like, I would rather die. Like, my soul would be sucked out from under me, like if I was working for Amazon or Microsoft. So, no offense to those of you who are, but that's just not me. I mean, you just have to wake up every day and have the grit to keep going. Because you don't have a boss, right?
I agree. Yeah. Perfect. Wonderful word. Great. Thank you. So if there's anything that I've said that interests you and you want to find out more, please connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Lalita Taylor. And also, if you'd like to be an employer partner or mentor at WeJobBox, my email is lalitataylor@wejobbox.com. And please come up and say hello to me. I'm always up for a good chat. And thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So much inspiration under one roof, and we are blessed to have all of you here in our midst. Thank you so very much for sharing your story. I am inspired. Our next speaker is a dynamic leader shaping the future. Now, he is the CEO of Fly Elite Jets, an award-winning private aviation company specializing in aircraft investment, management, and charter. A former military officer and helicopter pilot, he combines the precision of a soldier with the vision of a strategist, bridging the gap between operational mastery and corporate innovation. With doctoral credentials in business, leadership, and management, he advises governments and investors on aviation strategy, infrastructure, and investment worldwide. I hinted earlier that there's so much inspiration in this room today. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready for our next speaker, please make welcome Dr. Christopher Williams Martin. A round of applause. Is Doc here with us? Okay, so I think we'll just skip to the next speaker as we wait for Dr. Christopher Williams to join us later. All right, so we are thrilled to welcome to the podium a co-founder, another dynamic leader. He is the co-founder of Fund Labs, where tech, methodology, and human expertise help founders amplify value to raise or exit successfully. Now, previously Global Chief Commercial Officer at GHD, leading a $410 million private equity exit, and before that spent 20 years at L'Oreal across Southeast Asia, India, and Australia, the Middle East inclusive, and here in the UK. Having raised millions as a founder himself, he now partners with ambitious owners to access capital events, implementing elite funding strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Peter Tai.
It's a bit of a tough follow, isn't it, after the guy is supposed to be a military jet fighter pilot or something? Yeah, okay. But we all have our story, and I think that's what's been great to hear already so far, is that we do all have a story. Today, we're here to celebrate momentum. And I think that's a powerful thing, because as a founder, you guys know how difficult it is to get that sort of momentum. When I think of momentum, I think of flow. So you've got a business, the sales are just flying in, your team are buzzing, every problem just seems to dissolve away. Everything is moving, it just feels effortless and easy. Who in the room is feeling that recently? Who feels like that? No one.
Sorry.
But hopefully you have felt like that. So, okay, that's good. The other side is when that motion kind of, everything feels like you're pushing water uphill. That's a whole different ball game. So, we all want to be unstoppable, but life as a founder is a bit duality, isn't it? It's never quite so easy, and I think I'll explain the brief that I had is a little bit to share my journey, and I think it's only having gone to the other side of being a founder that I realize how bloody hard it is. So when we talk about capital events, so a raise or an exit, the stakes are high. You know, these are major life events for founders, for their families and their business. Okay, so a little bit about my story. So we've heard a bit of difficult startings. Well, maybe not on the same scale, but I was brought up in Bracknell, if anyone knows that. Grim enough for a number of reasons, but I'd never gone abroad until I was 20, and I went to France for my placement. I ended up speaking fluent French. I joined L'Oreal at about 25 years old, and I had this ambition of being an MD one day. I went into marketing, then into sales, got my first MD role at 32. I was kind of going, yeah, this is pretty cool. Kind of really, really vibing then. Then I went to Paris. I then went to the Middle East. So I was in Dubai looking after the GCC for a division. Amazing experiences. Then went to Singapore. I headed up Southeast Asia, Australasia, and India. Pretty bonkers after what I'd really sort of imagined that I would be doing. And I got promoted in Asia to a role that I never imagined as a young guy that I would reach. And then I moved to the UK. My kids had never lived in the UK, so I came back to the UK as was sort of pointed out at the beginning, as CCO of GHD, which was private equity owned, and the aim was to sell the business. And we managed to do an exit in 18 months instead of the 3 years that we'd planned. You sell a business at £400 million, it's a pretty good vibe. But actually, I was a bit lost. That's all kind of Instagram life, isn't it? The stuff that you see, the great things. But actually, I had no joy inside at all. Weirdly, my confidence was shot. That momentum that I talked about had completely lost. So what did I kind of do? Well, the luck that I had was I bought myself some time. And the key was being able to get away from that intensity of the day-to-day, the intensity of doing the same thing, the battle to achieve the things that you think are important to you. And just by having that space, I met completely different people. I met one of my best mates now on a golf course, just turned up on a tee and met. He opened my eyes to completely different ways of thinking, completely different ways of living life. I used mentors and coaches, went on a lot of development programs. I learned a lot. And I think the main thing I learned was to get out of my own way. It's a big element of how you can move forward. There's one thing around that clarity that you get which enables you to take the next step. And I love now the Einstein piece where he says you can't solve a problem at the level at which it's created. I never really got that until then. Because when you're in the middle of it, things don't move in the same way. So by shifting out of this, trying to find different ways, I met my current business partner, Stu, who'd been raising money for 40 years. He's an absolute legend. His talent in sort of investor psychology, in the process, he's raised hundreds of millions over the years. But just as importantly, we shared the same values, the same desire, and we had these complementary skills. I'd run 60+ business units all over the world. He'd been doing the grind, made his own businesses, everything from construction to mortgage advisory, and then raising money. Through our upbringings, we both had our ups and downs. But what we both saw was that access to capital changes lives. And that's powerful. You know it's tough to build a business. Been there too. But when you're looking to raise or exit, what you are doing is trying to look for an unfair advantage. How do you get ahead? So why does all this matter? Well, I think the key thing is it's a transformational moment for you. If you're raising money to scale or you're exiting something that you've been building for your life, you want to make sure, quite simply, what? You get one shot. You want to get the maximum value out of that, and you want to do it, hopefully, as painlessly as possible. You know, you might be growing as a business, you might think all is good, and to you it probably is. But the key, when you go to that, is an investor lens, and the clarity that's needed to get that. So, if you want to sell, or you're feeling like you would like to raise, it's about taking that perspective and looking at it from an investor's perspective. Often we're so into the detail of what we're doing ourselves and what we've built But that's not what an investor or an acquirer is buying. They're buying what's important to them. It's also a perfect moment to this kind of step back and get perspective, to think again, to really look at business in a totality. Because again, when you're in the weeds, it's super difficult to be able to get the perspective that investors need. And also, when you're in that day-to-day, and I think this goes back to my own journey, it's being able to relax. Actually let the universe move a little bit. Give yourself some space to think and get the right people around you to do that. Because it's all about building value. So the context. What investors are looking for is good deal flow. And I think this is the important thing. Investors are flooded. There's no shortage of deals, no shortage of opportunities that they can invest their money in. But they're looking for quality. And founders are looking for this simple exit with the best possible value. Now, the reality is that 95% plus of businesses won't sell. And more than that, don't actually get past £1 million. It's difficult. So when you do have that value, it's not about whether you have a bad business, it's about you've just not made it investable. So kind of in a personal perspective, our mission, so I think the guys all shared purpose. I think it's super important as you go through life. But that shared mission is to really help people to be the best that they can be, because I was helped by other people, and I think we often find our mission in the challenges that we've overcome personally. So clarity needs perspective. Without it, you waste time, you reduce your valuation, and you don't build momentum. So this is what we do at Fund Labs. How we structure, would have shown you a chart, but it's very simple. We use tech. So the first element is using the power of AI to actually look at the business like a PE or a VC analyst would look at your business. So from that, they get all the detail, all the insights. Because what often happens is you go for a deal, you have all the great conversations, everyone's really happy, and it falls down at the end because some red flag is in your DD. The best way to do it is to flip the script, do that first, and then build your story and amplify value as much as you can. So the whole point is you go clarity, confidence, conviction. When you have clarity, and I see it for myself, when you get clear about what you're doing and what you want to achieve, that gives you confidence. You can use that confidence to amplify what you're doing, and then you turn up with the right energy to be able to convince your team, investors as well. And that's what Access Capital. So we use the tech plus methodology, so the expertise of, I'd say, a few decades of experience running businesses, raising money. But above all, it's the human piece. Because the tech can give you insights. Methodologies help you to structure, but the real gold comes from connecting with people, from being able to work together to extract the information in the right way and then build a story, and I think we've all got these stories, that hits hard. I think I'm going to move quickly to the end. The takeaway. Momentum is life-changing, but your business has got to be aligned. You need new perspectives to achieve these transformative moments. A raise and exit is the right time to step back, and clarity creates the energy that attracts capital. So congratulations to everyone who's in the room, who's built something, because that already is a huge thing. And I look forward to spending some more time with you this evening. Thank you.
We present to you the finest under 40, the pace setters and trailblazers, A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Peter Tai. He was supposed to be our last speaker for the afternoon, but the other speaker, who had already touched down on flight 40U40, was delayed just a little bit on the tarmac, but he's here now. And just in case you've forgotten what I said about him, I'll just go over it quickly before he mounts the podium to also speak with us in approximately 15 minutes, if that's possible. All right. Now remember that this whole thing that you're experiencing today is brought to you by Pay Angel, Bobby London, and powered by Hunter Jones. And let me also remind you that after this one, we'll go on the red carpet, get ready for dinner, and the awards event proper would start in no time. Now, next speaker is a dynamic leader shaping the future. Now, he is the CEO of Flight Elite Jets, an award-winning private aviation company specializing in aircraft investment, management, and charter. A former military officer and a helicopter pilot, he combines the precision of a soldier with the vision of a strategist, bridging the gap between operational mastery and corporate innovation. With doctoral credentials in business, leadership, and management, he advises governments and investors on aviation strategy, infrastructure, and investment worldwide. He is ready to be here. If you're ready, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Christopher Williams.
Thank you for that kindness.
You're welcome.
And thank you to Bobby, who I think deserves a hand for putting all of this together. Without her, none of us would be here tonight. So thank you, Bobby. I've had the great privilege of meeting with Bobby at several events organised by a body that we're both involved in. And she's a very engaging person. I've got huge admiration for her. So I just want to also say, those of you that are here tonight as nominees, I'd like to take my hat off to you as well. You've stepped out of the comfort zone, and to enter an award, it can be quite a daunting process because there's always the risk you might not win or be recognised, which when you're an SME is very hard not to take personally. I've been there myself. And so those of you that have gone for it, I congratulate you already. You're already winners by being here tonight. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about my life, which has been quite extraordinary. I will say, I know it probably sounds quite fancy, private jets and helicopters, but I will say that I didn't have life easy at all. When I was very young, my dad died, and I was brought up by my mum with my brother, which is very hard for a young boy. I think all boys particularly need a dad to be a sort of sounding board for ideas, and as a single parent it's very hard to frankly stay calm when you've got two boys that might be fighting in the other room, and also guide them on decisions in life. And my mum, I'm very close to her. She always wanted to protect us, but my brother took the academic path and became a doctor in medicine. He's a GP now, and I was a little bit wayward when I was younger. And I needed guidance from someone that I could look up to, and I didn't really have it, so I just had to forge my own path. But there were a number of moments that helped to decide my career. The first was when I was at school, and I joined the Army Cadets, and I loved the discipline, the fact you're part of a team. There was opportunity to lead as well. I got my first taste of that. And also to be fit, and that's a big passion of mine. I'm a firm believer in, healthy mind, healthy body, and vice versa. So that was one moment. The next moment was a parents' evening where parents came in and talked to fifth formers about what they did for a living. And I met two parents who ran very successful businesses, and it was like a light went off in my head. I was like, wow, that's it. That's what I want to do. But at that stage and at that age, I didn't really know in what area at all. And then the next moment, and this might make you laugh, I was in Windsor Great Park and a helicopter landed. You might be able to guess who got out, a former prince, shall we say. And I was blown away by it, literally by the downwash, but also the movement of the helicopter. And I noticed immediately, as soon as I started telling people, oh, I'm fascinated by helicopters, I want to fly one day, everyone would say, yeah, you and about 100,000 other people. And most of the people at the school, the teachers, a few were quite positive, but most of them were, they've been doing the same job for years, and they'd immediately give you 3 reasons why that's never going to work. But what happened was my mind was like, I'll show them. I left school with nothing spectacular at all, but what was quite odd was my school's kept in touch with me. They've been watching me, seeing how I get on, and it's changed a lot. And I was invited to speak at my school to address 6th formers, 5th formers, not just of my school, but also another school I'd gone to who asked permission to come. So to leave as a non-spectacular pupil and then be invited back, and forgive me for saying this, but I thought, mate, this is a big opportunity here. You've got to stamp your mark. So I landed in a helicopter at the school just to kind of go, there you go. And they were very, they were so loving, and they support me now and I support them, which is a great privilege. So I'm giving back to them. But I wanted to say just a few things which hopefully might inspire 1 or 2 of you. So flying is my passion. It's what's got me into business in the first place. I started off as a sole trader, literally flying very wealthy people. There was no contracts or anything like that. They were paying money into my Barclays bank account, and I'd just say, what time do you want picking up? They'd say, 10 o'clock, cool, where are we going? Yep, I'll be there. That was it. And I did that for years. And then what happened was I got referred and recommended to their friends and their circle. And I got a reputation for, it might sound cheesy, but this is the truth, consistency, precision, absolute honesty. I never BS them. If something couldn't happen, I'd tell them it's not going to happen. I would try and find a way, but ultimately, if weather's against you or some other factor, you've got to just say it, and then it's a much easier thing to plan around. I did end up going into the army. I had quite a nice career with the army, but it wasn't enough for me. But what it did teach me was you've got to honour and respect those around you. Don't berate those around you. If there's someone weak in the team, help them up. Pick them up off the ground. Carry their bag if you have to. But it's all about getting there as a team at the end goal. So, and I've carried that with me in my life. And I'm always trying to work on myself. I do quite a lot of reading. Books by Dale Carnegie. Some of you may have heard of him. And it's very inspiring to learn from people that have really made it. Tony Robbins as well. I've also got a performance psychologist mentor, and I see him. We're friends, but when we see each other, it's in a professional capacity, and I have to be answerable to him for what's happened. So the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm completely open and honest with him. And it's a very healthy thing to do to have a mentor, because if you bring all your troubles or triumphs home, your poor dear wife or husband or partner will be like, oh my God, I'm living and breathing your business. As fascinating and as loving as it is, they don't want to hear it. So you need someone outside of that who's unbiased and will tell it to you straight. And I'm a big believer as well in everything I do. You've got to reflect afterwards. Don't just kind of think, oh, well, that's done, right, out the way, right, what's next? Take a moment to sit down and think, right, how did that go? And you've got to be honest with yourself. And do that little bit of reflection, even if it's only for 5 minutes, it will really help. I take myself out of my comfort zone quite a lot. One of the things I do, which might sound a bit mad, but when the weather's horrendous, like it's really lashing it down, I'll get out there for a run. And the reason I do it is because my subconscious mind is saying to me, oh, don't go out there, cold, wet, miserable, you might get hit by a car, blah, blah, blah. I just go. And I force myself, so it trains my brain to sort of think, we are going to take that hard route. So, you're coming for the ride, that's it. And I do public speaking. I'm not perfect by any stretch, but again, it's out of my comfort zone because it's a process you have to learn and adapt to each time. But I enjoy it because it pushes me. And I've had the great privilege, actually, to have a few school children come up to me, and I spoke at another school, and they were like, oh, wow, we want to do what you do and stuff. And I was like, well, I'll help you in any way I can. And I've kept in touch with them. And everyone asked me, how do you get into flying and stuff? Flying helicopters is the most demanding flying you can do other than a fighter jet. It's so much more demanding mentally. Frankly, the aircraft you're in wants to kill you. That is no joke. If you take your mind off the ball for half a second, it will go in a completely wrong direction. You have to be on it constantly. But when you master it, it can look like the most graceful thing in the world. It can look very easy. Trust me, it isn't. I would encourage all of you to have a go. Just go for a trial lesson. Probably about 50% will take to it and 50% won't. But it's an amazing skill to learn and to see the world from a different altitude, a different perspective. I never get bored of it. I've flown all over the world. I keep my hand in there with the flying because it's very easy to get stuck behind a desk, and I don't think that helps you grow. I do a lot of admin and all the rest of it, but I've also got a good team around me that take the strain. I like getting out there. I like meeting people, going to new places, doing the deals. I'm learning, everyone's learning, and I don't think I'll ever get there in terms of perfection, but I think as long as I'm still trying, I won't give up. I'll just keep going and keep going. I've had mistakes, I've had failures, but that's life. But you've got to use those to your advantage. Don't be blind to it, admit to it, and then think, right, what could I have done better there? And actually, some of my mistakes have been my biggest triumphs because the next time it came around, I was already ready. Yeah, so I won't go on too much longer, but I will say this. I think life is an amazing journey. We are all only here once, and I firmly believe that you've got nothing to lose than try. Even if you think, oh, can I do it? Just do it. I've done some sports and I've done some competitions where I thought, well, I probably won't win, but I'll have a go. And you end up doing a lot better than you think. So I would encourage all of you, step out of that comfort zone, push yourself into that thing where you think, ooh, not sure about this. And you never know. It could turn around to be your greatest triumph and take you in a whole new direction you hadn't thought of before. So I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you for listening to me. And yeah, if anyone wants to talk to me, I'm over here. Thank you.
And on that note, thank you one more time to all of our sponsors, Pay Angel, Bobby London, and of course, the one that has powered everything we are experiencing today, Hunter Jones Group. Would you be kind enough to please give them another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. So we've had all 5 speakers this afternoon, or it's evening now, this evening already. There are so many achievers here in this auditorium, and if we were to give everyone 15 minutes to speak, I'm sure we'll leave here in 2027. So because of that, Bobby is going to come up in no time to just have a little panel discussion with the 5 speakers that we've had already. And then after, there are 10 nominees here who would also love to share their stories. Now, you've heard a lot of Bobby this evening, and just in case you don't know who Bobby is, she is a young visionary entrepreneur, award-winning technologist, and founder and CEO of Bobby London, who happens to be one of our sponsors. A luxury tech and travel brand, redefining elegance for women who lead. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to champion this very little panel discussion by all of our speakers this evening, let's make a welcome the young and beautiful Bobby Trehan Young, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. Please be reminded that right after this one and after the 10 nominees come to share their 2-minute life experiences with us or business experiences with us, we'll quickly just go onto the red carpet for just about 30, 45 minutes maximum, I promise. And then we're back in the auditorium for dinner. And then, of course, my brother, Jerry Ajololo, would steer affairs for the awards proper. Bobby, you ready? Okay, all right.
Okay, evening everybody. Can I have all my speakers? Is everybody here?
Yep.
We missing anybody? I'll sit down. I'm just going to move this out.
It's immovable, sorry.
Nice, okay. I'll just stand. We'll get rid of a chair. It'll be easier. Okay, thank you so much, first of all, everybody, for being here. This evening would not be taking place without you guys, and everybody's a winner. I also just want to say to Richard, who always kind of hides away from everybody. Just give me a second. Okay, Richard, you won't be on the stage, so you need to stand there and listen. I just want to start by saying thank you. You're a remarkable individual, truly humble, and a very passionate entrepreneur, who I've had the pleasure to work with now for quite a few years and getting to know you during this process. And you're also the founder of this awesome initiative that I've only helped bring together. Richard Abbey Jr., can we all please just raise from our seats? Hang on. Can we all just stand up for a brief moment and then give him a round of applause? A lot of hard work went behind the scenes. Thank you. I just want to very quickly just acknowledge our judges as well. They are dotted around in the room. So if you guys can give us a wave, that'd be amazing. Again, a lot of hard work went behind the scenes, but I've only got 10 minutes, but I will kind of keep this short. And let me switch across back to our panelists, our speakers. So we've heard from each one of these extraordinary leaders. We're bringing them together here, not just to celebrate brilliance, but to go deeper. Because tonight isn't just about inspiration, it's about activation. Every finalist in the room is building something bold, and every speaker on the stage has walked through fire to get here. And build platforms, networks, and systems that can help you do the same. So let's talk about the real stuff, the challenges they've faced, and how now they help others rise. A consistent message from all of our speakers tonight was about what's vital to us entrepreneurs, and that's our network. And every single one of our speakers on the stage here here to help you actually expand on that. And that's one of the benefits of being part of the 40 Under 40 alumni, which you're all part of today. I'm going to start with Senator Mona Das, visionary leader and former Washington senator who turns advocacy into access, helping founders navigate systems and with courage and clarity. Senator, you've built policy, platforms, and purpose, and mentored countless leaders. What's the one challenge you overcame that shaped how now you support emerging founders, and how the finalists in this room can tap into your wisdom and network? I'm going to ask you to keep it super, super quick, given our time.
Great question. I don't know if it's on. On? Oh,
Yeah, I can hear you.
it's mindset. It's your own brain. It's getting out of your own way. I have worked very hard to get out of my own way. And over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've done a lot of trauma healing. And it's your own mindset. I used to say sky's the limit. And now I've started saying you're the limit.
Thank you, thank you. Over to Ishan, hold on to the mic. So Ishan, CEO and co-founder of Coberon, solving smarter together by curating mastermind boards that turn isolation into insight. Ishan, you've built Coberon to help CEOs solve real challenges through mastermind boards. I can vouch for that. I'm part of one. But what's one challenge that taught you the value of collective intelligence, and how can finalists engage with Coberon and benefit from that model too?
So I'll answer that. It's a great question, by the way.
Keep the mic a bit higher, a bit closer.
So good? Okay. So
Or it just died.
one of the biggest challenges is that you've got to know yourself, right? I've got to know who I am first of all. So it's looking inside rather than outside first. So the biggest challenge for me was when I failed the business miserably, was what went wrong? So I had to learn about me. Who am I? And the 3 things I did, which really worked well for me, was I worked on what do I need to stop doing that's not serving me, right? What do I need to stop doing that's not serving me? The second thing was, what do I need to start doing that I'm not doing that's going to serve me? So stop, start, and what do I need to continue doing that's actually serving me? So preserve that, like a jam jar, preservation, stop, start, continue. And actually knowing myself was my biggest challenge. That makes sense? Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry, I know we can kind of continue on that. I'm really,
Okay,
really
sure.
sorry. I'm trying to wrap this up in 10 minutes. It's half the time. Over to Lolita, CEO and founder of WeJobBox, we just heard, ex-BBC, designing for dignity and making equity visible through inclusive hiring and narrative power. Lolita, you've turned employment into empowerment. And with your BBC background, you know how to craft stories that resonate and systems that reach. What's the one moment when the system pushed back, when you had to rewrite the rules? And again, how can finalists collaborate with WeJobBox and learn from your approach to inclusive hiring and storytelling?
I think it boils down to one word, and that's having belief, really believing in it and knowing that you're doing something that's going to impact lots and lots of people. And I think there will be lots of people who will say, you'll come across people that will say, oh, it's not possible or whatever, but don't listen to them, because you've got to have that self-belief and you know you're there flying the flag for a whole range of people. I'm so passionate for those people who don't have access to work experience, and I really believe that I can help. And it's such a privilege to be doing something like this, you know, to be able to kind of make an impact on lots of people. And when you start this journey and you know it's going to create such amazing social impact, you will find lots of other people who will join you and want to and really believe in it. Because now, if we don't do something, we're going to have a generation of young people that won't be able to kind of get the work experience that they need, that's being taken over by AI at entry-level jobs. So So I think we've got to do it. Otherwise, in 5 years' time, we're going to find there's a huge gap. So we all have to collectively take responsibility.
Thank you, Larissa. Chris, coming to you. Just hold on to that. So, CEO of Fly Elite Jets, earning trust through precision and discretion, showing entrepreneurs how to deliver excellence in every detail. You've built Fly Elite Jets into a brand that blends luxury, security, and precision. Serving everyone from business leaders to royalty, what's the one behind-the-scenes principle or decision that helped you earn the trust in such a high-stakes industry? And again, how can entrepreneurs in the room apply that same level of excellence to their own ventures?
In the brief talk I did, as I said, people by people first. And when I started off, I wasn't a sophisticated business person at all. I was just myself, but I had a skill, which is flying helicopters. And I just delivered and delivered. And I was also then became their jet guy, as I was called by a few people. Once you built either a personal brand or, as it became later, a company, it's all about that absolute, when we're buying that service, it's going to be this. And there can be no compromise whatsoever. So even if you've got to move mountains, you have to deliver, So no excuses at all.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Peter, co-founder of Fund Labs, funding with clarity, courage by demystifying capital and empowering founders to own their narrative. Peter, you help founders access funding, but what's the one moment when you had to fund your own belief before anyone else would? And how can finalists engage with Fund Labs or better prepare for their funding journey?
Cool. I think I echo a bit the same. It's about yourself. So it was when I transitioned from corporate, I never thought that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I didn't see that as something I could do. I thought that was for other people. So being able to just think that that's possible, have self-belief, and I invested a lot in myself because I think that's your primary asset is yourself and what you can deliver. And I guess the other area is to surround yourself with good people. So if you find people that are pushing you, who are hard with you, that's a good thing because what you can achieve is always way beyond what you think from your own self-limiting beliefs. And then to connect, just connect with me on LinkedIn. More than happy to have a little chat with you anytime if I can help. That's a beautiful thing. And if I can't, somebody in our ecosystem will be able to. So, thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Before we close, I just want to take a moment, not just to reflect on what we've heard, but to honor what it means. So now I'm going to turn to you, the entrepreneurs, very, very quickly. The entrepreneurs, the finalists, and the founders in the room, you've heard brilliance, you felt momentum, and now I want you to engage. Turn to the person next to you and share one insight you are taking away from this panel. It could be a mindset shift, a quote, a question, or a moment that's made you think, yes, this is for me. Because legacy isn't built in silence, it's built in conversation. It's built in the decisions you make tomorrow, the risks you take next week, and in the way that you show when no one else is clapping. So go ahead, echo what you've moved, and then go and build something that moves with others by taking the conversation to social media. And let's take the energy in the room, beyond this room, tag 40 Under 40 UK, tag the Champion Summit hashtag as well, and let's keep this conversation going. Let the world know you're not just part of the future, you're shaping it. And thank you for being here, thank you for building, and thank you for reminding us that the future isn't coming, it's already in this room.
Thank you very much. You can please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want us to do? Okay, yes. 2 seconds for that.
All right, get in, everyone, get in. It's my signature move here. All right, everyone in the back, smile. All right, we got it.
All right. Another round of applause for them as they take their seats. Thank you very much. Now, in this session, if you hear your name, you're going to be up here sharing your story and inspiring generations with us. But that has to be in a matter of just 1 minute. You share with us, and I get to ask you a very simple question, which you should also manage to answer in another minute, because we need to get ready for the red carpet. Now, this is the announcement as we proceed to the red carpet. So to my right are the doors, which you would use to go out onto the red carpet. All nominees who are here, please take advantage of the red carpet. Make sure that your ties are straight. The ladies, if you want to use a minute to fix your lipstick and your makeup, it is in order. You can do that just before you join me on the red carpet. So in this session, and forgive me if I'm unable to pronounce your name, I'm from Africa, so please forgive me. Sai Achuthan, Dr. Natasha, Ryan O'Sullivan, Mikesh Pilan, Claudine Ullman, Yemi Olushon, I hope I got that correctly, Ashkay Chopra. So I'm just letting you know so you're ready yourselves in this session. Professor Srivas, hopefully I got that correct, Rana Sajid Sohail, and Sam Bad. So 10 nominees who would come up here this evening to share their stories with us briefly in just 1 minute. Like I said early on, if we are to give everyone the opportunity, I'm sure by 2030 we would still be here. Some of us are getting hungry. We need to eat before the event proper. So is Sai Achuthan here? Ladies and gentlemen, if Sai is here, please. Okay, we've seen you on stage already. Come up. Come up and share your experience with us. Tell us who you are again. For those of us who missed you from the beginning, tell us who you are, what you do, and I would ask a question you would answer to share with all of us. Use the microphone, sir.
Oh, perfect. Hi there. Hello. Hi. Can everyone hear me? Yep,
yes.
Perfect. So I'm Sai. Very simple, quick name, Sai. Dr. Sai Achuthan. I hail from Malaysia, moved to the UK about 9 years ago. What I did was that at one point of time in my life, when I was 7, my mom told me, son, I need to bring you to a psychiatrist. And I was like, why? It was quite fun anyways. Sat down with a desktop kind of a thing, a computer was there, the psychiatrist was there. I think something was really not right with your son, and he might be broken, kind of a concept. So Asperger's was the term they used those days. And I was like, oh, a 7-year-old boy thinking of Asperger's, and that's a fun name. That's a nice name. You can call me Asperger's then. But I didn't grasp the entire idea. As I was growing up, I was very hyper-focused. Mom did a very good job. Instead of giving me comic books or anything of those, she gave me textbooks and everything. So I flew through my education, straight A's, moving on, went to med school. And then later on, I decided to be a psychiatrist. And now I'm the chair of the Royal College of Psychiatrists in the Southwest Division. I'm also the chair of the Mental Health Approval Panel in Midlands and also the East. I was the top 100 most influential people in the UK. Alongside that, I became the Medical Director of the Year. In 2024, I became the Consultant of the Year. In 2023, I became an Educator of the Year as well. So as I was building my entire career up, I thought, you know what, I need to give back. So me and my partner co-founded something called Insight Diagnostics Global. What we wanted to do is that the NHS is struggling. We want to help everyone at this point of time. So we developed something very, very affordable for every single individual here. So yeah, that's
Congratulations on your nomination tonight.
Thank you.
And I have a question for you. It's interesting the story you have from when you were a child. Now, if you had to sum up your path to this nomination in one sentence, what would it be?
Resilience. Resilience is the best thing in life. That's what you need.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sai. Thank you so much for inspiring your generation. Sai Achuthan. I hope I got that correctly. Now, second to speak, thank you. Second to speak to us this evening is Dr. Natasha David Drillingham. Did I get that correct? Is Dr. Natasha here? Please, a round of applause to encourage the young lady as she comes upstage. All right, honey, you look dashing. That's your microphone. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Dr. Natasha Devendralingam. I'm a consultant radiologist, a multi-award winning co-founder of Anubix. And 6 years ago, my father died. Every single one is going to face this one day. One day, someone we love is going to pass away, and one day we are going to meet our own death. Yet this is something we don't talk about enough, and we don't realize that there's silent sufferers in society who are the bereaved, who are amongst us even today, right now. So what I'm trying to do with Anubix and with my fantastic team is we're trying to change death in the country. We're trying to, instead of doing autopsy, which is opening a body up with incisions, we're instead changing that to become something non-invasive. So instead we're using CT scanning to be able to find a cause of death. Now, why is this relevant? It's because for those who, in terms of faith reasons, there are not enough pathologists in the country. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to change how things are being done, because it used to take about 4 to 5 months, sometimes in different regions, where
It means you have a second to go.
Oh, sorry. So we're basically trying to do death reform in the country. So this is what I'm passionate about. This is what we're trying to do.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to spare your question. I would ask you on the red carpet because we need to change strategy to save time. So no more questions. So when you come up, you just do what the beautiful lady did. Please, a round of applause for her. I would reserve all my questions for the red carpet so we can save some time. But congratulations on your nomination. Before we move ahead to the third nominee this evening, please, this is very important to me. That's the only way I get a visa to come back into this country. Let's acknowledge Ghana's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Mrs. Sabazita Benson. She's here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Ghanaian High Commissioner to the UK, ma'am. It's good to have you with us this evening. All right, Ryan Sullivan, O'Sullivan, I beg your pardon, if you're here, would you come over quickly? Is Ryan over here? If Ryan is not here, Mikesh Pilan, are you here? Mikesh Pilan, right there. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your nomination. Come share your story with us in a minute or two, if it's possible.
In a minute or two? Which would you
yes,
prefer?
if it's possible.
Okay. So my story is, it's a family business that I now work for, so my family business. I joined 17 years ago, coming up in April, which feels like a lifetime ago. The journey for any entrepreneur, anyone joining a family business is relatively similar. We heard it earlier, it is a leap of faith. You trust the people around you, you surround yourself with the people that will push you, will drive you, occasionally challenge you, but people that will make you better for everyone around yourself, for your business, for your customers. The journey, I'm not going to talk about the business, you can all Google that, it's easily done. But the journey stems from when my father and my mother started the business. Can you hear me?
1 second.
Started the business. It was about combining tourism and culture. In today's world, that probably means more than anything, with all the politics, all the challenges we have around the world. Tourism will drive cultures to work together, to love one another, and to remember we are above all human beings that share one planet and one vision. That's my story. Look forward to networking tonight. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mikesh Pilan is his name. Thank you so much for inspiring your generation. Claudine Allman, if you're here, it's your turn. Shall we appreciate Claudine if she's here? Otherwise, I'll skip to the next person. Oh, Claudine, oh, I beg your pardon. Please, a round of applause, encourage the young lady as she walks towards the stage. Yes, Claudine. I see you coming. Would you be able to manage all of that in 2 minutes? Is it possible?
Totally.
Fantastic.
Hello, everybody. My name is Claudine. I am a comedian, and I basically go into companies and teach them what is unique, sexy, brilliant, amazing about their talent, and what their human advantage is in an age of AI, so what makes them totally irreplaceable. Thank you. Follow me on LinkedIn for nudes.
All right, Claudine. Thank you very much. Bless you, bless you. Moving on to the next person, who is a neighbor of mine. Nigeria and Ghana are neighbors. We are still on the Jollof fight. I don't know who's won yet, but the fight is still on. It's a shame they haven't made it to the World Cup, or have they? I'm not really sure right now, but yeah, we'll see about that. Yemi Olushon, if you're here, please come. And, oh, okay, please, a round of applause for the young lady. Use this microphone, honey.
Thank you, and it's good to be here. I'm not even going to get into that fight because I live in Ghana, so Ghana is second home. Good evening, everybody. My name is Yemi Olusho. I'm the founder of The Change Hive. I'm so grateful to be here. So I moved to the UK 20 years ago as an immigrant with just one suitcase, and to be here is such a blessing. I'm grateful for everyone that has paved the way for me to be here today. I come from a long line of small business owners, and I just want to say congratulations to everybody in the room, because we are the real MVPs. The work that we do is what creates stable jobs in communities, is what creates stronger communities, and also builds sustainable wealth, because business is one of still the most important vehicles to pass wealth to the next generation. So congratulations, everyone, for being here. I just am so grateful for what we do. We essentially help small businesses thrive in our work. We help them showcase and tell their stories to attract good reviews, and also ask for those referrals as well. So I'm so thankful to be here, and congratulations, everyone. Look forward to seeing you all.
Thank you, Yemi. Thank you. Is Ashke Chopra here? Ashke Chopra, please encourage him as he comes onto the podium. Be generous with your applause. When it's your turn, we'll do the same thing for you. Thank you. Ashke Chopra, you can use that microphone.
Thank you. Claudine, that will be a hard one to follow on from. I don't have any nudes on my Instagram. But my name's Akshay. I look after learning and development for Page Group. Most of you must have heard of the company as Michael Page International. We are a company who provides jobs to individuals who need jobs. And I look after training and development for that particular community. I think what I want to share with all of you is that whilst we're all doing our day jobs and we all bring to life some form of impact, I think what we have to really think about is, are we making some meaningful impact? Impact is great, but meaningful impact is even better. I think one of the things that we are doing with Page, and especially something which I started off very recently, was an ERG, an employee resource group, which looks after all things mental health, wellness, and well-being, with a specific focus on not just mental health, but also financial health, social health, physical health. Let's talk about disability. And more recently, we've added another pillar to it, which is neurodiversity. What about individuals who need special learning needs, who have perhaps ADHD, dyslexia? So that's my 1 minute. Hopefully that was something which was our great back.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. Let's now welcome Professor Srivas. I'm going to leave the surname for him to mention himself. I don't want to sin against him and his family, especially his dad. So I'll just wait so he mentions his surname himself. Please, a round of applause for him.
It's spelled Sahasranamam, so I know it's a tongue twister. So, Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's wonderful to be on the stage with a lot of the young achievers. My story, I would start about 15 years ago. As an engineering student, I was engaged in a rural electrification project in a remote part of India. Fancy for the PR that it got, because student project electrifying a village. But a couple of years down the line, the light bulbs went off, and that's when my light bulb went on. And what happened was, when we think about technology and interventions, we always think about having the right connections, the right panels, the right battery. As an engineer, I thought I got all of that right, but still the lights were not running 2 years down the line. And that's when I realized it's important to have the right social structure, business support around these technology interventions to have them sustain in the long run. And that became the focus of what I wanted to study in my PhD, which was around social entrepreneurship business models, and has been the mainstay of what I've been doing since then. An engineer from Kerala, to doing my PhD in an IIM, to being the youngest professor, among the youngest professors at the University of Glasgow's Adam Smith Business School. That's been my journey. And I've also focused on the cultural roots to the whole story. So I'm an honorary chaplain with the University of Strathclyde and also volunteer as a priest of the Hindu temples. So I believe education does not stay just in classrooms, but it stays in communities, cultures, and transformative action. Thank you.
Congratulations on your nomination. Shall we now have Rana Sajid Sohail? Rana, please, he's coming up. Let's encourage him. Congratulations to you on your very nomination right here. 40 under 40 UK.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rana Sajid Sohail. So basically, I came to UK in 2010. I belong to a very small village in Pakistan where even these days, internet is like very limited. There is no Wi-Fi exist in that village. So my journey started from that village, honestly, to be here today. So for me, it's a huge achievement. Because in 2013, I lost my dad. So due to my visa problems, I couldn't go back and see him as a last time. So honestly, I thought after that moment, so I'm not gonna, this is my sacrifice, so I'm not gonna let it wasted. So I believe, so honestly, it's for me a little bit emotional as well to be here when I'm standing something like this, because I thought I would never, this sacrifice is not, any success is not enough compared to that my sacrifice. So that's my, driven energy, that's my motivation. So now I run, we have our mainly business is easy to manage properties. We are based in the UK, we are based in Dubai. So we provide, especially here we have 86 properties on Airbnb. So that's our specialty at the moment. And also we also help people to invest in Dubai and also in the UK. And we specialize to find you below the market deals. So that's where we work now. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you also on your nomination. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Bad. Are you here, Sam Bad? If you're here, let's have you speak to us as the last person for the evening. I think Sam Bad is not here. All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as hinted earlier, we're here to honor and to celebrate mindset. And I said in the beginning that we are celebrating mindset that does not crumble under pressure, but stands taller in the face of every single adversity. Everybody in this room this evening is a young achiever, changing the narrative right here in the UK. And it's so beautiful to see all of us from different walks of life achieving so much here in the UK. This is where we'll end our summit, the 40 under 40 Champion Summit UK for today, as we ready ourselves for the red carpet. And please, it's imperative that everybody leaves the auditorium to get outside. Do your red carpet moments. I will be there on the red carpet so we can ready the auditorium for dinner and for the awards proper. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I am Cookie from Ghana. I work with the biggest television network in Ghana called Media General TV3. So just in case you want to bring your businesses to Ghana and you want interviews on TV and radio, I will be your #1 contact person. It's been amazing doing this with you. See you on the red carpet. Here's where we end our summit. Thank you.
United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40, the pace setters and trailblazers. A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors: Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40, the pace setters and trailblazers. A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors: Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40, the pace setters and trailblazers. A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40. The pace setters and trailblazers. A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40. The pace setters and trailblazers. A ballroom filled with visionaries and young achievers welcomes you for networking and celebration. This is what you've been waiting for. Sponsors Bobby London, Hey Angel. Powered by Hunter Jones Group. United Kingdom. We present to you the finest under 40.
Their friends, their businesses, and even their investments that are going back home. The collaboration with Pay Angel is a deeply personal one for me, connecting African diaspora communities back to their roots. Pay Angel's fast, secure, and reliable payment solutions resonated with my own personal values in building that bridge. Fashion is much more than what we wear. It's about the weavings and the connections across time and geography. When you look at it, the clothes, the symbols, and the designs are not just fabrics. They are cultural artifacts that carry the stories of hundreds and thousands of years of history. Pay Angel's role in all of this, it's very crucial, allowing people around the world to truly engage with and invest in the culture of Africa and abroad. Pay Angel, global payment, local simplicity.
The Cleveland Browns select Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
As an African American with strong ties to the continent, I oftentimes understand the importance of making it easier for people to support their homes, their families, their friends, their businesses, and even their investments that are going back home. The collaboration with Pay Angel is a deeply personal one for me, connecting African diaspora communities back to their roots. Pay Angel's fast, secure, and reliable payment solutions resonated with my own personal values in building that bridge. Fashion is much more than what we wear. It's about the weavings and the connections across time and geography. When you look at it, the clothes, the symbols, and the designs are not just fabrics. They are
separates heart, and dreams are woven across continents. Comes a beacon of hope. Introducing Pay Angel, Africa's payment expert, and your bridge to family back home. We are not just about sending money. We are about connecting souls and family. We ensure your hard-earned money reaches your loved ones back home with zero transfer fees. We are not just a remittance company. We are a promise of happiness. Because when you smile, we smile, and together we light up the world. Join the Pay Angel family as we celebrate the bonds that keep Africans in the diaspora smiling. Pay Angel, Africa's payment expert. world where miles separate hearts and dreams are woven across continents, comes a beacon of hope. Introducing PayAngel, Africa's payment expert, and your bridge to family back home. We are not just about sending money, we are about connecting souls and family. We ensure your hard-earned money reaches your loved ones back home with zero transfer fees. We are not just a remittance company, we are a promise of happiness. Because when you smile, we smile, and together we light up the world. Join the PayAngel family as we celebrate the bonds that keep Africans in the diaspora smiling. PayAngel, Africa's payment expert.
One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. Yeah, we were trying to do it.
Yeah, people keep shifting me away.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's see. Don't worry, that one you can do it. Yes. Come on. You. That's what Patrolman can say. Yes, I'm a man. Yes. Yeah, because you are recording it. It's giving you mic and receiver and this thing. So you just connect it to the phone. Yeah? Okay. Right, let's go. Where is the list?
So these
You see list. Yeah, this is it. Put it here.
this list?
Yeah, put it. Push it in. No, push it in.
To load,
Yes,
yeah.
Fade it.
In a world where miles separate hearts,
One, two.
After
All right.
a long
two.
day at work,
One, two.
there's one
Yes,
thing
sir.
still on your
Two.
mind.
One, two.
I need to send money home.
One, two.
Fast.
Two, yes.
With just one tap on the PayAngel app,
One, two.
unlock your true power. Zero fees, lightning fast transfers, maximum impact. You soar across cities and oceans. Faster, safer, stronger. Powered by PayAngel.
One, two. One,
Every
two.
transfer
One,
is a
two.
mission of
One, two.
Back home, your family feels it instantly. Joy, hope, and pride. Because when you send with PayAngel, you're not
you
just
guys are
sending money, you're sending care.
Yeah, that's that.
Be the hero back home
One,
with
two.
PayAngel.
Okay.
Zero
One,
fees,
two.
instant transfers, maximum impact.
In a world where miles separate hearts and dreams are woven across continents, comes a beacon of hope. Introducing PayAngel, Africa's payment expert, and your bridge to family back home. We are not just about sending money. We are about connecting souls and family. We ensure your hard-earned money reaches your loved ones back home with zero transfer fees. We are not just a remittance company. We are a promise of happiness. Because when you smile, we smile, and together we light up the world. Join the PayAngel family as we celebrate the bonds.
Clothes, the symbols, and the designs are not just fabrics. They are cultural